everybody. Y'all should be up in here. If my calculations are correct. Perfect. We should be all good to go, just about. Wait a minute, I almost forgot. I have to click go live on here. On La Grammarita. Refreshing the page. What's happening, y'all? What's happening, y'all? Throat feel nasty. Sorry, that's not very couth of your boy. Dang it, can somebody... Oh, that's why. Shoot. Okay, now let's check. Am I streaming over here? I've been did this. Oh, hey guys, sorry if you're here. No stress, no press. I just am trying to get my TikTok working. I guess my TikTok hasn't been logged in and streaming, even though I did re-log in. Count average concurrent viewers of your channel. Provide the link for your primary live streaming channel. Live streaming. Okay, you know what? We're going to wait on this. We're going to wait on this. Excuse me. Giving people a minute to get in here is the excuse I'm going to give. Okay. So we can close TikTok because it's not letting me go live over there. Perfect. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LAFORATOry. A crash, a crash, a crash. Yeah, that's right. Mm. 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 Loving that. Excuse me. So, what's happening, everybody? Glad to see y'all. I know I've been gone for a minute. I looked, Twitch said 8 days since my last stream. My bad, all right? I've had a few real good things happen. Although if y'all are on Instagram, you guys know I streamed on there a little bit ago. On the 8th, I think. Yeah, I did a little stream going on my way up to Washington. But we're going to lock in a little bit, okay? We're going to lock in just a little bit. I'm not going to keep y'all for too long. So let's, oh, actually, let me hit my record. I got to record and record. Perfection. What's up, Eric? I see you in there, Eric Sanchez. Hey, guys, what's happening? It is your boy, Hannibal Callens. This is what I like to call, and what I will be calling now, the LAFORATORY, which I should have wrote on a whiteboard. I just realized I should have had that up. That would have been perfect. Because this is the lab for the laughs. That's right. Thank you, guys. I see we got people hopping in on the gram. Thank you. Eric, what's up? Hey, hey, hey. What's up, AJM? I see you. Hey. Thank you guys for hopping in, by the way. I'm doing a thing. I don't know if y'all were here, but I was getting ready for the funniest comedian in the Valley competition, and to help me prep, I started doing like writing sessions live, so I could help work on my sets and get them just right. I didn't end up winning the competition. I didn't end up placing, which was pretty disappointing. But I ended up getting my timing exactly perfect down to the second for my final set. And then I realized, but I had said this the whole way through, I gained a lot through like not only writing but getting to write with you guys. It helped me out so much. So now I'm trying to utilize that moving forward. Not only will I be able to bring you guys more content more consistently through it, but also it helps me stay accountable. It helps me stay writing and helps me putting in work. So for those of y'all that haven't been in here, here's what we're gonna do for today. All right, and we don't normally do. Well, actually, no. I always do this. I always end up starting out talking about what we're gonna work on, because we're not gonna work on too much today. I needed to stream. I've been needing to stream, and I've been like just real struggling with motivation for the past few days. I think it's because I've had a really busy weekend, and now that I'm back home, it's I've continued to work, and I think I haven't like sort of maybe told myself, "Hey, big dog, you're good. Like you're good. You know, chill." I just been working, 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 going, going, going. So what we are gonna do this stream might be short because I got booked on a show for tonight, downtown Phoenix, stand up live. All jokes aside, they're coming out. I'm super excited because these are it's a brother I know from Orlando that started comedy out there. I think he started comedy out there. Either way, Will Mills, he started his podcast and all that stuff in Orlando, and he just so happened to be coming to Phoenix. And I saw the flyer, so I reached out to him. I was like, "Dude, yo, you're coming to Phoenix? Like, let a boy get a spat. Let me get a spat, you know." So super excited, super cool. Gonna be fun. You know, I haven't actually performed at the Stand Up Live that many times. I've only performed there, I believe, one other time, and it was for a New Face comedy competition that was around Thanksgiving. I think maybe last year, if not the year before that. So it was, you know, it's gonna be cool to get to be there and like really do my thing. I'm doing a guest spot. I don't know how much time I'll get. Okay. If I do 7, I now know exactly what my 7 will consist of, and that's because we worked on it in our comedy gym sessions before this one. But I'm hoping that I can get like 10 minutes. Probably not, you know. But if I can get 10, that'll be perfect. And I'm ready and excited to showcase myself to this club. Because I'm trying to get booked on all the clubs here. I've got bigger things coming up too that I'm really excited about and working on. So I'm really hoping that we make some progress. But by having you guys here, it helps me out a whole bunch. Who we got in the chats? Perfect. Bam, bam, bam. And by the way, sometimes I got to come over here and check because I got a lot of people. I got a lot of different chats open. I got YouTube, Instagram, and then I also got my Twitch out. Instagram's the best one though because it's where I'm the most consistent. I've also got my Instagram live open on my old phone. That way I can maybe get to a little bit of the messages y'all sent there a wee bit faster. Okay. Just a wee bit faster. Bam. Yeah. Also helps me kind of try to stay in frame while I working. Put that a little bit closer so this phone can be a little bit closer. Anyway, you guys, so what have I been up to? It's a very important question. What have I been up to? I did the funniest comedian in the Valley competition. I didn't end up placing, which was real disappointing. Congratulations to the guys that did win. Third place was T. Kingsby, one of my personal favorite comedians in the Valley. That's one of my favorite guys out here. Second place was Mike B. Dapper. Real cool dude. He's like a legend out here. They talk about Mike B. Dapper like he brought the comedy scene out here fire, you know? And I know it's because like during COVID, he was doing like these shows like in parking garages, doing comedy shows in parking garages. So and he's another cool dude. And then first place was Travis Minor. There we go, Travis Minor. I haven't seen Travis Minor a lot, but hey, congratulations to him that he won. I was real disappointed because I was very proud of the work that I did and felt like I deserved a spot up there, but whatever. That's funny. One thing we talk about a lot in here is that it's supposed to be math for us, magic for them, right? That's one of the tenets of comedy, at least for me. It's one of the things that I've cracked the matrix of it and realized that because there's a big thing where, especially with art, but I think especially with comedy, there's this idea that like you're not supposed to like work on it. It's supposed to just maybe just happen. And there's at least for me, I know I used to be afraid that if I tried to turn comedy into math, it wouldn't be fun anymore, or the magic would disappear. But now I realize that's not true. Um, our goal as comedians, we are supposed to learn the math of comedy so that our audience gets to experience the magic, right? So, based off of that, one thing to always remember though, it is still art, which can be subjective and have that magic. Sometimes it's just somebody's night. Other times it's your night. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And comedy competitions are a little bit tough because it takes comedy, one of the few things where when it is done perfectly, there is no losers. When you do comedy great, there's no losers. And then you take that and you make it a competition where now there's winners and losers and stuff. And I ain't gonna front. I talked about it a lot with my lady and all that, but I was disappointed that I didn't place. But I was booked to headline 2 shows out of state later on that weekend. So, and the whole goal with being able to do comedy is to get to that point where you can headline, where you can tour. So, you know what I mean? I'm not losing. I didn't lose, and I didn't lose anything by not winning that competition. It would have been extra credit. Really, it would have just been extra credit. So, I did that competition. I did manage to finally make t-shirts, baby. That's right. These are the Mach 1 t-shirts. My lady told me you can just make them off Amazon, which I didn't realize I could do. So thanks to her, I made these and got them shipped to her house just in time for me to headline in Portland. So now I got these shirts. Right now I'm selling them for $25. I don't know. They were $15.99 per shirt on Amazon. I'm selling for $25. So I'm making a little bit of a profit. Probably need to be making more. But these are the Mach 1s, and I'm this close to figuring out how to print them myself at home because I have a heat press, I have an inkjet printer, and I've got transfer sheets. The only problem is I'm this close to figuring out how to get the temperature and the timing just right so the prints come out perfect. And if y'all want, I'll actually grab my practice shirt so y'all can see what I'm working on. Say a little something in the chat if y'all want to see. It's funny too because this is the laboratory. This is the LAFORATORY. This is for that. This is for a lab. This is for the inside baseball, the working on comedy, but also it can be fun as well. I did that. And then, so I got t-shirts, which is the big thing. Headlined 2 shows. I headlined 2 wineries, one in Washington and then one in Portland, which was super great. I was really nervous about my hour for both those shows, and it went really well both times, way better than I expected. Audience loved my material. The funny thing about being up north, though, especially in Portland, I got a joke about Trump that just, they folk don't like it, especially if you're anti-Trump. And it's not even a pro-Trump joke. It's just he's such a divisive topic, and this is something you got to keep in mind when it comes to comedy. Sometimes you're playing with topics that are so divisive that people just shut off. Whether they would agree with the concept of the joke or the punchline or not, sometimes you can hit a topic that's just so divisive that people will shut off. Because I got a joke that works really well, and it worked really well in Washington, and then it flopped in Portland. And I kind of knew that, but this is why we study the math. of it. We studied the math in comedy because I knew after a little bit of thinking about it, it's because the way I do that joke makes it sound like I'm humanizing him in a way that I'm not. And again, it's like, well, is there a problem with humanizing him? Um, I think so. I think there's a problem with humanizing politicians, period, because they are not our friends. They are not in our best interest, and he more than many others. But the thing is, I'm not trying to humanize him when I do the joke. So if I'm making the audience think that I'm making a case for him, I'm not conveying it. And I'll actually do that joke for you guys. I'll just do it real quick. Oh, and here's the problem with it. The thing with it is that, hey, I see we got somebody in here. What's up? What's up, R. Dorch? Good to see you in here, Dorch. So, the thing with it is, I'll say the joke real quick. The premise is, and this is a joke that was really good right after that attempt was made on his life, right? The joke goes like, this is the joke. I say, hey man, and this is why we do this. By the way, when I'm doing the LAFORATORY, I try to do as much of my thinking outside. So we all get to experience the process together and we get to work on it together. And the reason I keep cutting myself off, because as I'm doing this, my skill and technique is coming in. I just realized the joke itself is way smaller than what I was about to tell y'all. Here's the joke. I'm glad the guy that tried to take out Trump was a white dude, because had he been black, there wouldn't be a safe Church's Chicken anywhere in this country. There would, if he was Mexican, nope. If he was Chinese, there wouldn't be a safe Panda Express in this country. If he was Mexican, there wouldn't be a safe Panda Express anywhere in this country. Right? That's the joke. I pad it with so much like build up to it, which is important. Not important, but the way that I do it, you know, it's supposed to be very, you know, deliberately intelligent, very wordy. You gotta say, dude, hey. But the reason I'm saying all that is because I just realized something. That's the joke. That right there is the joke. That's all that needs to be said for the joke. And what I did in Washington, I did a lot of exposition, that because, and I didn't have it down word for word, so I was kind of like just winging it. You know, I was just Wu-Tanging with it. And I realized that as I was saying it, it sounds like I'm trying to say maybe he's not so bad. Which, that's fine for other people to say, but that's not what I want to say. And this is why, as artists, we got to know what we're doing. Because I don't want to give people the idea that I'm a Trump supporter, especially if I'm not one. Because now we're disconnecting on a misunderstanding because I didn't do, you see what I mean? I could have worded this better. Now that I understand that that's the joke, we can figure out how do we do it better. Because here's what I was doing, just so we work on a little something up top. I would say this, and I think this is around what I said in Washington. I can't get it word for word because I kind of just riffed it, because I knew where I wanted to get to, which was that joke. So I say this, as I look, guys, man, and I tied it to some conspiracy theories. I go, but look, man, I've heard a lot of stuff. I've heard people saying that the attempt on Trump's life was an inside job and this, that, and look, I don't, whether you like that guy or not, I think we can all agree no one would benefit from a president getting assassinated on TV, right? Because the truth is, that's bad for everyone. And I think we can all be glad, and we all should be glad, that at least the guy that did try to assassinate him was white. Hey, because if he had been any other race of people, it would have started a race war no one could stop. And those race riots always attack small businesses and hurt hard-working people the most. Ooh, I got a big message. I'm glad he was white. Could you imagine how fast the manhunt would have been if he was a minority? See, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And see, this is the thing, too. There's a, so all that I just said is all the unnecessary garbage I tacked on to the joke. And what that does is it misconstrues the position I'm in if it's not done properly. Because like I just said, for those of y'all that just got in here, and I see that you just got in here, you can't run, you can't hide. I see you, Simba. Simba? Oh, hey, Simba. Oh my God, I didn't know you was in here. Hey. And DJ, I saw you come in here, DJ. Don't act, you can't hide from me. Yeah, so ooh, I got 3 people in here. I'm freaking out. I'm not used to this much attention. Nah, but let me see. I'm gonna just take a quick check. Whatever. It doesn't show me who's on YouTube. I'm not even gonna stress it. So, what that joke does, and this is why wording is so important. I was just saying it makes it seem like I'm trying to humanize. It seems like I'm trying to humanize Trump when I'm not really trying to. That's not what I'm actually trying to do. And even then, the misdirect for that joke to me is hilarious. All this stuff about how, hey man, I don't think we wanted him to get. It would have been good if he got assassinated, and we just need to be glad that the guy that assassinated him was white. Because if it had been any other race of person, they would have burnt this country to the ground. For those of you that just got in here, I'm going to say the punchline because I love it. But I go, if he was black, there wouldn't be a safe Church's Chicken anywhere in this country. Hey, if he was Chinese, there wouldn't be a safe Panda Express anywhere in this country. If he was Mexican, there wouldn't be a safe Panda Express anywhere in this country. I love that joke. I love that joke so much. And it's one of the few jokes. I don't typically do stuff that's like topical or, oh, here's a trend, I'm writing a joke on it. I'm really proud of that one because it's one of those. That attempt happened and I had that joke a couple days later, you know, and I was really proud of it. And it's so good. And also to me, it's one that taps onto the stuff that I actually like and I'm passionate about, you know, race relations, the black experience in America. There's a couple concepts I actually really want to work on that are more in line with those premises, you know, that I want to do. Right now, my favorite jokes that I do are the Juneteenth one and the white slavery joke because to me those are spot on with what I want my stuff to like be like. Ooh, it's funny and it's, you know, talking about and referencing stuff like that. So that's kind of like my creative goal is to get closer to those topics and being incredibly funny as I do them. Where's my time? Okay. So here's the thing. I'm not going to keep y'all for too long. Don't leave if you're here, though. Because, hey, the more people that are here, the longer I'll go. All right. But I did get booked on a show because I know Will Mills from Orlando, Florida, he's actually here in Phoenix doing a show tonight. So I'm going to go do a guest spot. I meant to text them to see when they were getting here, what they were going to do, you know, what they were trying to get into beforehand. But for those of y'all that have come to the writing sessions previously, I used to always say I wanted a whiteboard that I could have standing with me. And thanks to the brilliance of Goodwill, I got a couple mythic pickups. Bam, a music stand. And I saw a bunch of these. Like I saw a bunch of music stands and a few of them, but they were only ever this big. This one, not only is it big and tall, it's purple. I like that. I like that it's purple. I like that. I think that's got a little bit of a sex appeal to it, if I do say so myself. But what I also, which I couldn't believe it, the thrift gods were good to your boy. Because I also got a whiteboard. A whiteboard that can sit right on homeboy. Bam. Let me check my framing. Check my framing. Yeah. Perfect. Let me know if, okay, so I'm like half off, or I'm like maybe 1/3 off the screen for Instagram. But I got the whiteboard right here. Nice. Well, actually, I'm going to move it a little bit more because I want to be able to be next to it a little bit. Hey, cut that out, young man. Cut that out. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. He might not have a strong enough neck. Wait a minute. Come on, man. At the store, you told me your neck game was strong. Pause. He's leaning back. Hold on. I got an idea. Oh, and by the way, DJ, I'm glad you're here. But Dorch, and see, you got the right idea. If we take that joke, I'm jumping back to what you said in the chat earlier, so that way you know I pay attention. If we take that joke the direction that you're taking it, that opens up so much more opportunity. You know, I actually So I recorded my hour when I did it in Washington this time, and I riffed on that same topic. I riffed on the whole idea of like, oh, what it would have been like, and it was so much fun because I riffed a whole thing about, oh my God, please, 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 let him not be black, and that's like a running thing. A bunch of comedians have done stuff on that, but it works because it's a shared experience, and it's so funny doing a joke like that in front of a room in Washington. Like it was probably 80% white people. There was a black dude there with an Asian lady. There was one black couple I know of. I remember for sure. Then I think there was another black couple as well. Then there was another black. Then there was a black dude with a white lady. And I got one joke that was like didn't work as well as I thought it would, but I knew it wasn't gonna work as well. It's my one about interracial relationships. It's a quick one, but I love that one. Anyway, as I'm saying that thing about please don't be black, the black dudes in the audience were going, yup, yup. It's so fun when you tell a joke like that and people connect that well with it. It's so fun. Anyway, I got sidetracked. I just wanted to say that you are opening that joke up to 1,000 different other directions that we can take it. Oh, what's it going to be like with the manhunt? What's it going to be like with this? What's it going to be like with that? And if I work on that joke more, which we might do one of these days, especially as I get more consistent with these, I like where that joke has potential to go because I want to call out the whole thing where white people accept that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like they would have been like, well, like from other situations. You know what I mean? Like to me, I heard a story about this lady who was like didn't have a nursing license, but like worked on over 4,000 patients, and I was like, dude. Y'all got me messed up. Ain't no way no dark-skinned black person or Puerto Rican gonna get that far, without somebody checking their credentials on some BS. You know what I mean? Like on some BS. Like an old person at the hospital going, oh, where are their papers? I want to see their papers. You know what I mean? So I would love to take that joke, and I can and might take that joke and really grind that out. But here's the thing I want to say too. The goal of comedy, in my humble opinion, the goal of comedy is for everyone to have a good time. Even when you're doing jokes that are challenging, and I believe that we should. I think that we shouldn't do stuff that's safe and like, oh, well, harumph. Nuh-uh. No matter what you're doing, the goal should be for everyone to have fun. If and when you're making jokes about a certain group of people or a way that a certain group of people behave or think of something, the goal should always be for everyone to have fun. That, I think, is a fair goal. I don't ever want to do a comedy show where the intention is to offend. You're missing the plot. You're missing the plot. You're missing the plot. So yeah, and to me that becomes like the writing challenge. How do I write a joke that calls white people out on something like that, and the way that they would react, but still where they get to laugh at it and have fun too, and not to absolve any people that have like negative, dangerous opinions and stuff. I don't think people should absolve them, and I don't think we should have to absolve them. I think it's fair to hold people accountable for the ridiculousness of their viewpoints if their viewpoints are dangerous and ridiculous. But I also think that as comedians and as craftsmen and as artists, period, we have the ability to make that enjoyable, or make it fun. But again, not as an escape from the problems, which is one thing always bothers me about how people treat art. They're like, oh, blah, 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 I want my art to be an escape. It's like, okay, an escape is cool if you're still doing what's got to get done. Video games are great if you're paying your rent, right? Like if you're doing the work that it takes to handle your responsibilities, totally awesome. Totally, totally awesome. I don't think there's a problem with playing video games. There shouldn't be a problem with playing video games. But if you're using any form of art as an escape from responsibilities in reality, we got a problem. You know, that was the thing with football and Colin Kaepernick. And to me, it's so funny when people are like, "Oh, I don't want this in my football games." It's like, yeah, you don't want this nowhere. If we can't show it to you when you're running from it, we have to put it where people don't want to look. I don't want to see that over there, so I'm going to look at this. Oh, okay. Then we have to put it there because people are trying to run from what's important. That's why, come on with a bit here. That's why we need to get anti-war propaganda in the OnlyFans of America. That's where we need it. We need thoughts for a better world. That's what we need. Come on, we can come up with a bunch of those. Maybe we put these on the board. This is funny. Okay. This could be funny. This is also why I do these, because sometimes you yap and ramble and you stumble across some good raw material. That to me is great, and it's a great concept. It's also kind of on brand for what I want to be doing. This idea of, yeah, we have to put what's important in front of people where they are, because they're not where they should be because they're running from it. So what we need to do, find funny ways to put pro-world, positive, or, whatever, in the places people don't want it. So that's a great concept. Wow, that's a great concept. I'm just going to write these down because they're in my head. We had thoughts for a better world. That was great. Perfect. This thing is super wobbly. I'm wondering if there's a way for me to fix that. I don't have sandbags, and this thing doesn't see. A sandbag would break this thing. It's so thin and brittle. I want to see if y'all can see that. Oh, y'all can barely see that. Can y'all see that on Instagram? No. I'll have to write that bigger. But we're learning. Let's come up with some of those. What would be some hilarious names for a program like that? A program that puts like anti-war propaganda or food and charity things or environmental pollution in OnlyFans. What? Oh, come on. Cheeks for change. There we go. Cheeks for change. That's another good one. That's another good one. That's a real good one. Cheeks for change. My brain is thinking something with donors and like homelessness. Hoes for homes. That's another good one. Hoes for homes. That's another good one. I don't know. I'm new to this, so I don't know how. I don't know how strict these are. I'm like the guidelines are for this stuff. I don't know if by writing these words I can get in trouble, but I know this is an internet term for it. Well, that was about as good as that could have been. This thing is wobbly. That's the problem. It's real weak. I found an art store by my therapist's office that has easels, and that'll work better than this. But it's big and clunky, and not purple. No, it's also like $30. I'm like, that's a lot. $30 for something I just want to use like here. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see if I can stand this, if I can turn it so the weight of the whiteboard is leaning back directly over one of the legs, ideally making it a bit more sturdy. You feel me? that is part of the problem. If I'm gonna write on the, I'm probably gonna have to pull it down while I write on it. This can just sit here in between when I'm writing on it. Probably gonna try to save up some money. That's the thing. I have plenty of money. I just really don't want to spend it. I don't want to spend $30 on an easel. It's then gonna take up a bunch of space in my room and stuff. Cause I don't like to have to like set my stuff up and take it down and set my stuff up and take it down. So I'm trying my best to get like my room as as easy to studio set as possible. And even with this easel, there's not really room for it in my closet without me having to take it all down. And, this was an okay idea. I like it. And it serves the main purpose, which is holding the whiteboard up here so y'all can see. That's the main purpose. Probably need to write on, oh, hey, what's up, Ryan? I see you in here. Yoshi, what's happening, Yosh? All right, we got 2 people in here. That's what my Instagram is telling me. We got 2 people in here. One of them I know is me. Who's in here right now? Make some noise, please. No pressure. Probably try to write with the black one. Might be easier to see. And let me know if y'all can see stuff. But so this is great. Now, this is the thing with a joke like that, though. We got to try to figure out what's happening relevantly today that works with that. I know there's a lot with, with battles going on, on the other side of the world. And this is also a joke that will probably work because there will always be controversies that aren't getting discussed the way that they should. And we need to make it visible to people. So this is probably a joke that would, as it develops, you just change the front to get to this part. But I like these. These are funny. There's so much going on in the world that people will not discuss, and they use art as an escape. I think what we need... Oh, I just realized this is a great idea for a skit. This is a really good idea for a skit, even if it's not done on stage. You know what I mean? I've actually had a few ideas I've wanted to do, kind of like made to look like it's political, politics. I think it would be funny if I was running. I can do some skits like I'm running for office, and I think that would be great. That's funny. Holes for homes. Holes for homes. I love that. Hoes for homes, cheeks for change, thoughts for a better life. Put that. No, you can barely tell what that's supposed to say. If y'all can think of any thoughts for a better life, hoes for homes is better. That's great. We're starting a program where much of the proceeds will get funneled directly into community and charity organizations. Cheeks for charity, for instance, Cheeks for Change, Cheeks for Charity. But I don't think y'all can see that, but I wrote charity next to it. Yeah. What's poppin'? Hey! Oh man, HNK froze. Batty Bree. Dude, I think I remember when I met. Oh! Froze. I still have one of your t-shirts. I went to that event. I think I did some comedy on there last minute. I think it was mid. I think my set wasn't that good that night. But then did a competition for someone to win a shirt. I think I won that shirt. That shirt is either here or it's at my dad's house. Anyway, lost my train of thought just a little bit. See, this is what I like. I'm catching myself, and we're grinding out stuff. I think that's a really funny bit, and if we work on it, we can get something good out of there. I don't know if we'll do it today because I don't want to be on for too long. I still got some errands to run and some people to call, but I'll tell you what the main purpose of this was. For me to just do something. My motivation's been real shot and real rough recently, and I'm not too sure why. So you guys being here is really helping me kind of get out of my head and get to work. And I like doing these. Doing these helps me stay productive. We've already mined out one piece of what I think is really good. That's funny. That's really funny, especially if you execute it well. And as a skit, I can already think of how I would do it. I did a bit about it's one of the most, if not the most viral thing I've ever posted on TikTok. A skit about drug dealers, and I do it every Thanksgiving. I posted every Thanksgiving because I came up with the skit around like right after it. It's about holidays and stuff, and I repost. And like last year, I reposted it and it did super well. I didn't have the content to constantly kind of follow that up. I'm hoping to repost it again this year. Hopefully it does better, and then I'll be able to stay on top of it and be more productive. But I think this could be another one of those. If you guys go look at my TikTok, it's got like 17. Last I looked, it had 16,000 or 17K views. It's probably tagged. If it's not pinned on my page, that's silly of me. If it's not pinned, it should be. But this, I think, could be a similar thing. I can do the same premise where it's like me walking, and I'm talking about something very important. So what I am proposing is a brand new program to bring the issues to the people that really need to hear about them. Partnering with OnlyFans, we have Hoes for Change, like whatever, Hoes for Homes. We're going to partner with. I think that's a really good idea. It's so silly. I think that would do well. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm tired. I am tired. Let me see. I want to talk to y'all about a few more things before we bounce. And I'm gonna probably work on this, especially another time, to try and get this stage ready. And whenever I do get this ready and post it on stage, I'll post that video. I need to go through my hour. There was a few funny moments that I want to separate and cut up and clip. Who's in here now? Who showed up? Pamela. Well, hey, Pamela. Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate it. Looks like she left, though. Looks like everybody gone. That's fine. I also need to keep a big timer, just so I can see, like, at what moment funny stuff happens, so I can go cut it up later. You know what? I know what it is. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, and I'll say this while nobody's here. I'm not getting... Oh, somebody's here. Who's in here? It says I got 2 people in here, but I will say this for whoever that is. I realize I need to go to bed earlier. I've been going to bed, like, real early and then waking up real early and getting a lot done, but, like, since I've gotten back home, my sleep schedule's been jacked up, and I'm feeling it. That's what it is. I'm feeling that my sleep schedule is not as good as it was like last month, like a few weeks ago, and then that is having not AOE damage, but it's kind of just causing a stat debuff that I'm feeling in a bunch of different ways. Because I've been wondering the past couple days, man, why am I just not working? Why am I just not being productive? I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Why do I feel tired? Because I'm tired. One thing comedy is teaching me, especially as I want to get better at it, is I have to be better to myself. I have to treat myself better. I have to treat myself like I am worthy of success, like I'm worthy of doing this, like I'm capable of it. That's why I know comics that have done comedy for a lot less time than I have, and who are not as strong as I am on stage, that have had shirts for twice as long as I have. These are my first t-shirts. And of course, my fiance has been telling me I should have t-shirts. I've had friends and family tell me I should have been had t-shirts. And I'm like, you know what? You're all right. Y'all absolutely right. I needed t-shirts, and I'm glad that I got these, man. If y'all want one right now, they're only 25. That price may change. That price may change. Just let me know if you want one. I'll figure out how to ship. Okay. Funny enough, I have one order that is that I have one person that wants to buy one. My mother-in-law, pretty much, wants to buy one for somebody, and she wants an extra large, but I got to figure out how I'll ship it. So that's like one already, you know, done. So far, I've sold 3 shirts. I sold 2 on that night of the show. On the 9th, I think I sold 1. Then I know my fiance's mom paid me for 1. I sold 4, maybe 3. We'll ball low. 3. I've sold 3. Who just hopped in here? Jingle. Hey, Jingleheimer, what? Now we're talking. I know you was going on that big road trip and doing comedy the whole way there. I hope you got where you were going safe. Let me know next time you're in town. I'm working on getting out to Ohio. I can't remember if you mentioned Ohio, but I got some connects out there. I'm trying to get to Ohio maybe in September, and then trying to figure out when I'll come back to Orlando, when I'll come back to Florida. I'm thinking I'll come back to Florida around October. After the World Series of Comedy, come to Florida for a little bit. End of the year gonna get fun, gonna get weird, because me and my lady might be making some big changes and big moves, But for me, my plan is to be here in Phoenix for a good while. Plan to be here for a good while. Let's see. I feel tired. Let me update y'all before we go. I'll update you guys on what I got going next. So tonight I'm at Stand Up Live downtown Phoenix, which my brain just told me that means I need to leave stupid early, because I'm absolutely positive parking will be a horrific problem. But Stand Up Live tonight. Don't play. Be there. It's going to be awesome. What time? I don't know. I'm doing a guest spot. Just get there early as you can so y'all can catch me. I'm hoping to showcase for this club. Hopefully I can get more work from them more regularly based off of this. I'm going to be hosting for House of Comedy this weekend. I'm hosting both shows Friday and both shows Saturday. Cool headliner coming into town. And, some stuff got moved around, so your boy going to be higgity hosting. Alrighty. I'm going to drop I'm doing a brunch show at Mic Drop Mania on the 17th, which is going to be themed off the show Wednesday. I think people are playing different characters from the show or something like that. Between me and y'all, I haven't seen it. I have not watched this show. So that's what I should be doing. I should be doing my homework, watching this show. Okay. So that's probably what I'm to do. Because I got a little bit of time before I got to leave for Stand Up Live. I should just hop on Netflix, pop that on, and find something to do while I watch. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. Those are the next shows coming up right away. I'm looking at my calendar. I don't think I have any. The 21st, I'm doing another buzzword show. I'm doing the buzzword accent show. I'm going to be doing a bunch of accents. If there's some accents y'all think I should try, let me know. Excuse me. Let me know, because I want to do a lot. I'm going to bust it wide open. I love that show. And now that I got shirts, ooh-wee. Try to move that work. Somebody just hopped in here. I see you. What's happening? Who's in here? SBitch. I don't know how to say that, but I see you. Underscore, whatever the rest of that is. I peep. We working on some stand-up comedy, and we came up with a really good premise that I like, that I think I'm going to turn into a skit. And if I want to, I can make that a skit real easy and bust that out real easy. The only problem is that I live in Arizona, and so it's really hot outside. And it's that type of hot, I want it to touch me. do got to think about how I did that one, because I did that skit about drug dealers, and I can't remember if I had a mic on me. I don't think I had a mic on me. But literally in my head, this can be the same thing. Literally just me walking toward the camera and talking like it's a commercial or a political thing. I love that concept though. I love that concept. It's gonna be a funny one. Like to, that's a good one. Hose for hope. Hose for hope. That's better. Because it's got hose, hope, hose, homes, hope. Yeah. Hose for hope is better. Yeah. Hose for hope is a little bit better. Oh, who's that? Who said something? Dream. Hey, I'm not really here. I'm at a meeting. Just want to jump in and say hi. Thank you, Dream. I appreciate it. I'm about to cut it off anyway. We just worked on a premise, and I updated everybody on what we was doing. Shirts now available. Okay, shirts now available. Hit your boy up if you want one. All right. They are $25 for now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that price. I might bump it. I might change it. Okay, because these are actually pretty expensive when you add it up, and rent is due. So I don't know. Hey, grab one while you want one. I got very limited. I got small, medium, large, and extra large, and I bought 5 of those. I'm wearing one of the mediums. Look at how that boy fits. Yeah, boy fit good like. And then I know 2 XLs are gone, and 1 XL has been pre-ordered. So if y'all want a shirt, griggity grab it. Why you always streaming at bad times? You know what I want and how many. That is correct. That is correct, but I forgot. Whatever you told me, I completely forgot. So let me know. Because especially based on how well these are moving, I might get some other ones. And I am working on some other designs. I'm going to drop a post later today. No, I'm going to drop this post tomorrow about my t-shirts, which means by being a member of the LAFORATORY, okay, which next time I'm going to try to write up here on the board. LAFORATORY should be written on the board. Because this is the lab for laughs. I'm going to write that on the board next time. Try to make it look pretty. Anyway, by being here in the LAFORATORY, you getting first dibs. You getting first dibs. You getting first notice about t-shirts. All right? The streets, they don't know I got these. They don't know I moved at work. All right? They don't know. These ain't dropped yet. These ain't been officially dropped yet. They don't know. They don't know. But you do. Because you're special. All right? Because you are a scientist and a samurai in the laboratory. We out here test tubes. This right here, this test tubes. Working on a premise. Right? Right? That's what we're doing over here. We're in the laboratory. We're in the LAFORATORY. Yeah, what'd you say? I want a black one and whatever other colors do you have. You got it. Right now, all I have is black. So, awesome. But I'll get back to you on those. I'll get back to you on those. All right? I'll get back to you. Because, like I said, I'm this close to being able to print them at home. These are ones I made fresh off Amazon because I didn't know you could literally just throw a picture on there and they can print it. So now I got these. These are the Mach 1s. Once I get some bigger transfer sheets and I can start to bust them out myself at my house paws, then I'm going to get, whatever. And then those are going to be great because I got the t-shirts themselves from Joann's Fabrics when it was closing. So once I can start to make my own shirts at home, I'm going to be Papi e profe da boo. E papi be prophet da boo. I'll be really moving work. I feel bad because now I'm waiting for Hobby Lobby to go out of business so I can grab all the shirts I can, baby. Grab all the shirts I can. Hey, Oh my God, I just now thought about something. And this isn't important. If you gotta go, if anybody gotta go, always say, always pause. Anyway, if anyone here has to go, I just realized this. When I was buying the shirts from Joann Fabrics, they were like, I think they came out to like $2 because they were closing down. But then the ones at Hobby Lobby were like $2.40 something at the same time. And then now I think I went to Hobby Lobby looking for something else and I couldn't see what the price was for the shirts. I'm wondering what if they brought their prices back up at Hobby Lobby because they were like, well, we got to compete with Joann's Fabrics as they're closing, I'll have to go back and check. I'll have to go and check and get back to y'all on it. But anyway, I'm like investing a lot in these. Okay, I'm out. TTYL. Bye. Peace. Yeah, I'm going to work on this one. We might work on it together, but I think I'm going to do this as a skit because I like this as a skit. Also, here's the other thing. These are going to be awesome. This is a great joke for merch because I can make stickers based off this. I can make all kinds of stuff off this. One thing I'll say too, I got this bit, I've been saying it in conversations with people for years, and I gotta find a joke for it, and I think we'll try to do it too. I wanna find a joke where I talk about where the punchline pretty much is that I like thick women, and I am a member of the thickness protection program. Right. I just love that idea. I love that idea as a concept for a joke. And I was saying it in conversations with people, but I was like, oof, I need to make that as a joke, right? I need to then make thickness protection program little government IDs, badges, right? Type thing you can put in your in your wallet, right? That'll be so good. Sometimes I get nervous with stuff like that because I have a lady and I don't want to do stuff that'll make her uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Granted, that's the art. What do you do? Right? That's the art. But I don't want to do something to make it look like I'm available. I don't want to do something to make it look like, and then hussies start hopping in the DMs. But that's also a great joke because people will love that one, especially you make that hit hard enough. Oh my God, that'll be so funny. And get a little government badge thing. Maybe even get it to where this would be funny. This would be really silly. Make these little government badges, and then it has a pouch where you can put your picture. Right? So anyone can be an official. Anyone can be an official member of the Thickness Protection Program. But see, that's like the type of thing you do. Come up with something funny, and then build around it. Make something super funny, something everybody can participate in. The amount of work I could move, the amount of product I could move with that. This one I think would be great too, because you come up with these different organizations and these different charities. Hose for Hope. And that's what you do, man. At the end of the show, you go, look, man, you guys are so great. Before you get out of here, I got this merch. For anyone out there, maybe for an OnlyFans model that or any sex worker, that's doing what they can to make the world a better place. I want you to make sure that they get this. These stickers. It's Hose for Hope. I want you to donate to the Hose for Hope program by, doing this or that and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Yeah. Thank you, by the way, to everybody that's here. I appreciate it. Like I said earlier, motivation been a little bit weird. I think it's because I had a very busy weekend, a good weekend, but a very busy weekend. Now I'm coming home and I'm right back to work and I got projects and I'm not getting to sleep the way that I should. So I'm going to try my best to go to bed at better hours so I can bring you guys more stuff. I got content on the way. I'm going to try to get way more consistent with that. And I'm going to get back to streaming video games. That took a big pause because I was getting ready for the competition. Now the competition is out the way. Let's lock in. All right. Especially because I love playing Monster Hunter and I only progress when I'm playing with y'all. So I've been sitting here just doing the same Thor quest over and over again because I don't want y'all to miss out on nothing. And I might stream tonight later. It just depends on how I'm feeling and how late I get home from the show and all that, depending on my work schedule tomorrow and the next day. Same thing. Anyway, I I feel like this was a really good session. I updated y'all on what's coming. Everyone in the LAFORATORY, you now know you're special, right? You now know you're special. Y'all hearing about my t-shirts before I've really made a big public thing about it. I said something on it about my story, but who's watching my story? I'm not thick, right? So ain't nobody watching my story except the real ones. Y'all are the real ones. Y'all the realest, okay? So y'all getting to know about the t-shirts. Y'all getting first dibs. Y'all getting to know what's happening. Y'all getting to know where I'm going, and I'm going to drop my post with my August calendar and my September calendar. Let me not jump so ahead. My August calendar, I'm going to drop real soon. Ideally, I need to do that tonight or tomorrow. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for spending a bit of your day with me. I'm super excited for what I got coming up. I'm doing bigger things for all of us. It's going to be so much fun. If you want a t-shirt, just message me and we'll talk about it. I love y'all. Peace. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? You see? The piece is it's the same as what's on the shirt. You see, that's the okay. It's also got the bracelet on it because I always wear the bracelets. That's old Orlando lore. That's old Orlando lore. That's why I look like that, because I got the bracelets on. See? Anyway, okay. My bad. All right. Love you guys. Y'all so much fun. All right. Peace. Bink. Still dark outside.